Okay, so I am from Prince George's County. I've been in the Prince George, Washington, D.C. area all my life. I was raised in District Heights, Maryland, and I graduated from Suitland High School in 2010. While I was there, I was able to participate in a few AP classes, advanced placement classes, and one of those classes was psychology. Um, During that time, I was trying to figure out what was my next step, and it was between that or going to school for like history or something. And I saw one, history didn't make a lot of money, and two, I just had a liking for psychology. I also have a relative who experienced severe mental health, and that pretty much gave me a lot of curiosity to understand the nature of his condition, and it kind of also gave me hope for any type of recovery or solution for what he had going on. So between taking the class that I did that propelled me to where I was at, and my personal firsthand experience with mental health, that's what motivated me to pursue a degree in counseling psychology. When I graduated in 2020 from York State University, I was able to work with outpatient mental health clinic. I was able to do that for about 9 months. I was able to help people that was directly within my community. So that was very rewarding. And then I went from there to work at Washington Hospital Center in the triage, mental health first aid triage. And I was also working in the, how can I say it? I was working where the beds and stuff is at, where people are being admitted and things like that. And I did that for a year. And then I left there and I went to work at Shepherd Pratt in Baltimore. And I did that for about a year. Then from there, I pretty much just, stayed to my studies. And I've been studying for a very long time in between working in school. Honestly, as a barber in my 10 years experience, I've usually been the younger person in the barbershop. So I've seen it happen and things like that. I'm usually just like a young grasshopper, listening to older men talk to either younger men my age or older men and talk and discuss about life and things like that. So that's honestly my experience with those things co-aligning. Absolutely. I think that cultural competency when you're working with demographics such as Black men, which isn't a monolith, is a very important skill and thing to have, because we have some experiences sometimes you really don't really have in the English lexicon, or what we usually say in normal, day by day conversation and things like that. And to see the ability for who people say that don't open up to open up and talk about things and casually express themselves, I know that there's a approach that could be able to help men who are widespread dealing with anxiety, depression, PTSD, and things like that, and be able to, get some type of, learn how to reconcile with things and learn how to, mediate and how can I say it, express themselves, come to understanding about things and stuff like that. My free time, I like to study. I do a lot of reading. I like to I like to hang out with my friends. I'm very sociable, things like that. I like to listen to music. I like to exercise. What else do I like to do? That's pretty much the most of it. I'm very active, social. I'm very into my studies and things like that. A lot of what's called supplementary reading and things like that. My approach is very eclectic. It's between being person centered, rational, motive, and cognitive behavioral. My um, my emphasis is on emotions. I don't think we understand emotions enough. Um, no matter what type of background a person have, or you know, culture or race or gender. I really don't think we understand emotions enough. So that's really what I work to specialize in to understand. I don't think that all the approaches that we have is absolute. I think that there's some things that that emphasize certain things and give objective view towards things that other things doesn't emphasize. For example, existential approach that emphasizes a person's you know question of purpose in life and things like that, versus Adlerian approach, which is more so like a person's you know what their like their life task, or things that motivate them and things like that, or CBT, which emphasizes the the intersection between thoughts, feelings, and actions and things like that. So I like pulling a few things from a little bit of everything. Clarity, ask them questions and things like that. Being patient, asking them to, even reflect on things, so they'll, sometimes people even, I think sometimes people even need practicing to express themselves and things like that, even when one person understands, the other person don't. And sometimes I find myself in a place of not being the person to understand the things, and it make me quite a curious person. So asking, what does something mean? Can you relate that to something else? Um, getting more of a description and things like that, so I could become a little bit more understanding of different cultural dispositions or experiences. Clarification, and not act like I understand something when I don't. To rephrase things to kind of see what a person is trying to communicate, and patience. Well, at the end of my sessions, I ask them for feedback. I ask them for is there anything I'm missing? Anything you want to share or anything like that? I I make sure that we have something to talk about for next session and things like that. I try to get multiple points of view from a express understanding. I kind of like using this technique that I use. Is like how but in A Christmas Carol, where Ebenezer Scrooge stepped out of his experience with the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future, and we walk through experience and things like that, so we could both get a little bit of understanding of what's going on, and we discuss it, or we don't. But at the end, I asked them, pretty much, is there anything else or anything, and I get feedback, and I go from there. I like I like discovering things. I like finding, you know, things that's practical, that's helpful, and things like that. I like when I see a person receive some type of clarity or breakthrough with things, where they kind of like get an aha moment, and they're able to utilize what they know practically, and apply it to improve mediate any type of situation that have going on. That's a good question. Um, Empathy. Um, Aside from my self care and my strives to make things better and comfortable for me, I know there's other people who also need help and also need a helping hand or understanding things like that. I keep in mind that no one man, no one person is an island, and I know that I'm not the only one who's striving towards some type of how can I say it, balance, or some type of how can I say, comfort and things like that. I think helping a person would consequently help another person in some other way or fashion. Showing up as my authentic self is one of the best things I could do, because I believe that if I'm genuine, and when I'm genuine, I'm able to see a congruency through that. With that, when we talk about something, we're going to talk about the whole thing, and we want to do some reflecting, and we're coming to do work. So that's what I would say. When we're working, we're coming to do work. Even sometimes if it don't feel like work, it's work. And work can be fun. Sometimes work is difficult. And there will be times where it would be uncomfortable. But when is working ever always 100% comfortable? So we're gonna work through uncomfortable things so we could get to a better stage and place. Well, honestly, for me, it's because it was local. I'm in the Prince George's Anne Arundel area, and I was looking to put myself in the area that is central to all the things that I'm working on, not too far from my grad school, things like that. And after looking into what is going on with large wellness and things like that, I think that the goals and missions and things like that, or the objectives and things like that. I think some that I align with 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 how can I say this, with just being helpful. I want to contribute to um, someone or organization that's being helpful, and to just be more fruitful and producing better outcomes for people. That's a good question. Um, be open. Um, there's no wrong answer. There's no expectations on what to say and what not to say. Um, Even if you have to take time to say what you want to say and things of that sort. I think sometimes we think that things would be fixed, and things would happen just in a day, that we look for instant results and things like that. That's contrary to how things work. So I would say trust the process. I would say if you're stressing, you're in the right place. If you think that there's nothing wrong, then there's always something that you can improve on. And you know, um, I urge you to be open to the experience.